Hello everyone.
Hello, hello.
I'm Toni.
And I'm Tali, and we are the Lazy Book Lovers.
This is a podcast for book lovers who procrastinate about reading and have never-ending to-be-read piles. Today's episode is our Indie Authors feature episode.
Yes, so today we're not doing upcoming releases. These are some that came out last year that I've not spoken about yet.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, and then we will do another one soon of some, upcoming releases. My battery's just decided it's going to die.
So I'll give a bit of context. So I think we've had there's been a few episodes between now and then, when we last did one. When we talk about indie authors that are coming up or that have come out or that we're excited about. You can submit them on our website, lazybooklovers.wordpress.com, if you know an indie author book that you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah,
or you are an indie author.
Or you can DM on TikTok or Instagram as well. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But cool. I do recommend checking out our website.
Yes, because I just updated it last night.
Did you? Well done. Our Instagram is just Lazy Book Lovers.
I think it's Lazy Book Lovers Podcast.
Yeah. And we do have a TikTok, which I think is Lazy Book Lovers Pod. I am extremely unactive on there, so feel free to come and hassle me on my personal one as well. Yeah. All linked in our card.
Yeah.
Alright. So, these are a few ones that came out sort of end of last year that I had on my list to talk about, but they didn't quite fit in with any of the ones we did because we were mostly doing upcoming ones. Mm. So, the first one is, I feel like I did already speak about it, but I couldn't find anywhere to say I've spoken about it. So okay. You'd have to tell me if it sounds familiar, basically.
I don't know, neither of us remember anything.
Yeah, so there we go. So this is a series of books by Dylan James Quarles.
Oh, we forgot to do this disclaimer. Natalie cannot do names.
Of any description.
No names at all. So,
good luck, our authors. Good luck.
which she does her best, and that's what's important.
Yeah. So this is a set of horror short stories, and the series is called A Secret History of Port Townsend, and they're all set in this fictional town. I think it's a fictional town. In Washington.
I think Port Townsend's a real place.
Is it a real place? I
feel like
I know there's a Townsend in England, but I wasn't sure if there was one.
And I'll quietly Google. You carry on.
Okay, yeah. And the first one is called The Thing Army Engineers Unearthed at Fort Warden. It is a real place.
City in Washington State.
Oh, there we go then. So it's not a fictional town.
Ooh.
And the first one is Volume 1. Following rumours of a mysterious supernatural phenomenon, maintenance man Rick Concord and his young friends delve into the labyrinth tunnels beneath the old Fort Wooden State Park. Oh, that was a sentence. It probably wasn't, but it just was for me. What they find, long forgotten at the bottom of the man-made abyss, tests the very limits of their perceived reality. They survive the ordeal, or will the thing at the bottom of the pit swallow them whole, open wide the void and drink of its madness in a first instalment of A Secret History of Port Townsend. And the next ones are called The Selkies of Port Townsend Bay, The Witches of Morgan Hill, and then the fourth one is Close Encounter at Cattle Pass. So they sound fun. It's only 30 pages, so they are short stories. Nice. Yeah, and they have vintagey style covers. They kind of look like non-fiction textbooks or something.
Oh, okay. So it's got black and white historical pictures,
and then the title and stuff is just this yellow font that's just stuck on it. That's it's very school textbook.
Yeah,
and yeah, looks cool.
I like that. Ooh, how much horror can you get into 30 pages? Is that going to be terrifying? Is that going to be rah?
Rah!
Rah!
That's so scary. Rah!
Rah!
Well, I will read it and inform you. I really liked that. The next one is by B.R. Russell, and this is The Last Zero Day. Yeah, I think it's 0. And it's the first book in the Banned Algorithm Library series. And I think it's just a 2-book. I think it's a duology. And this is a cyberpunk dystopian type.
Okay.
Yeah. So the cybernetics revolution knows no compromise. Lucia doesn't need a surname. A police officer. No, I could totally say that. It's not even Lucia. It's Luciana Gutierrez. A police officer works 96-hour shifts. 96-hour shifts with a eugenic hangover around the corner. Her investigation into those who stole her life is sidelined as a crime syndicate turns her precinct into a war zone. Sent for backup, she's offered experimental technology that could turn the tide if she's willing to risk mind, body and soul.
Oh.
Anton Grissom's birth was a crime and his sentence is military service. Moulded into an elite soldier, his path of atonement falls away when he's caught on the losing side of a massacre. In the aftermath, he's offered a second chance at life if he's prepared to pay. And then finally, Weaver heals the broken and disposable, and in the process makes cybernetics a reality. Superhuman strength, intelligence and connections to one another. It could solve humanity's problems or tear society apart, but those concerns are secondary to Weaver, who just wants to see the next sunrise. All 3 are augmented for their own personal crusade and are on a collision course that will change the world.
Oh, okay. That's quite meaty.
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
How long is this book?
Like 460 pages.
Oh, wow, okay.
And the second book's called Ediphan's Rise. And they have like really cool colours on their cover. So it's like trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's almost like watercolour-esque kind of landscape.
Oh, it's very kind of
reds and oranges.
Spacey.
Yeah, it's a very sci-fi cover.
Yeah.
And then the second book is more greeny tones.
Oh, so, it's all like swishy.
Swishy.
Is that a good description? Swishy.
And the font is like old school computer font.
Like on the front of like Ready Player One, those kind of covers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they sound good.
I have a tangent for you.
Yes, go on, please.
Have you seen the new...
Oh, let me just get comfy for a tangent.
Yeah. All the snacks have moved.
All the snacks. All my What's
We have different kinds of What's It.
Yeah, I just went on a What's It's rampage.
Have you seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy?
# not sponsored. No, I haven't.
Oh my god, can you imagine if we got sponsored by What's It?
That'd be brilliant.
That would be a dream come true.
Please, can you start selling prawn cocktail in small packets?
Yes!
Thank
you. The tangent on my tangent, the train station shop, which I no longer have to go to because I passed my driving test. Woo! But they sold the prawn quavers, and I see them nowhere else.
Them, yeah.
They're nowhere else. It's like small packets.
Oh, that's good.
They would be like that, and like Fanta Lemon used to be my like I've had a bad day snack.
As well,
yeah. So that's why it was my like I've had a bad day train snack.
I like that.
And then I dissociate and eat prawn cocktail.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Favours on the way home. It's really weird.
I haven't seen the film yet. No.
Oh no, that
I'm
just the whole thing with the
behind.
cybernetics reminded me of it.
I don't think I've ever seen any of Phase 5 films actually. I used to be in the cinema like release weekends, and I've kind of dropped off a bit. I just think,
what's the children that you birthed get in the way?
Yeah, I mean they do get in the way, definitely.
Just gone off the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got invited kind of spontaneously to the cinema.
I think a lot of it is, I think like the original Avengers crew, including some of the Guardians, just a lot of them have become quite problematic, and it's kind of just put me off the franchise as a whole.
It's dragging on a bit.
I just want the TV shows. I just want WandaVision. I just want the Loki ones. That's all I want.
I like Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you see, bring all that back.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of them. But anyway, this one was alright. It didn't make me cry as much as the second one did. Have you seen the second one?
That's the one with... Yeah, I've seen the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one's all about, like, Rocket's past and how he became, like, the talking raccoon thing. And it's quite sad. It's all about how they make the experiments of how they made these animals like him.
Yeah.
And there's all the, like, the broken animals they were the failed experiments. And he's, like, makes friends with them. Yeah. It's really sad.
Is Groot growing up a bit more?
Yeah, Groot's like a teenager.
That sounds fun.
He's making, like...
Yeah, and like just because I can't really watch Chris Pratt in anything now because it's come to light of what a disgusting human being he is.
Yeah.
And now like he's even ruined Parks for me now, and I love Parks so much.
You can't love anything anymore. Like this.
Why are all these people trash? I'll tell you what, it's because they're all white, wealthy men. They're all trash. Sweeping statement that I will stand by forever.
But yeah, it was cute. And that's sorry, it reminds me of that. It was a related tangent to the book we were talking about because of the cybernetics.
They
things.
come to Disney Plus quite quickly, don't they? Mm. So yeah, hey gorgeous. You got a little stroke. The cat, not Toni. Just to be clear.
She never calls me gorgeous.
No, and I don't offer you strokes either.
She's been so naughty.
Are you being cheeky? You were being cheeky last time I came round.
No, honestly, the older she gets, the worse she's getting.
She's just... But it's like how I would be as a human, because I am a human. As I get older, I'm just going to care less and less.
If I were a human...
I'm just going to care less and less. I'm literally going to be that old lady that doesn't care.
Yeah, they both turned about 16 and they're just like, no fucks given anymore.
So, my son does karate now because we thought, what better way to channel his tendency to kick him by teaching him how to do it properly. And there's a parent of another kid that goes there. I don't take my son to karate, my partner. And apparently this parent, who is an older lady, so she might be a grandparent, just kind of crop dusts the whole lesson. And my partner was like, she must know she's doing it, but she just does not care.
What, just like audibly or like...
No, but there is a smell.
Oh.
And she walks around and wafts it about and...
Well, you know what, fair play.
I was like, fair enough. Do you know what? She might not know it's coming out, but she probably does and probably doesn't care.
Well, if she's pacing back and forth...
Just swifting it about. Oh, love that.
Is that what you're going to be, Sibby?
But I've been doing the swimming recently lesson, and honestly, I'd take the crop dust in it at karate because I've had to do the dragging a naughty little boy out of the pool whilst I have a baby strapped to me kind of vibe.
Oh no.
Getting my socks wet in the swim pool.
Oh yeah.
And getting him dressed whilst the baby cries.
Has he figured out you can't get him out?
Yeah.
He's in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. And then he splashes me and then baby gets splashed, and then when I'm trying to get him dressed, baby's crying. It's just all a drama, and then we get home and I just dissociate and sit and cry inside for a bit.
In silence.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, it's going well.
I was that child. I would have been that child refusing to get out. That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that ADHD sometimes stares me in the face. I used to do it swimming. Oh, we've really tangented, but we haven't.
I was like, we're going to be on the ball this episode.
No, I've derailed it completely. So I used to do it swimming. I used to swim under the other kids and then grab their feet because I got so bored with it.
Oh my god. Well,
so I used to play shark. None of the children wanted to play shark.
And probably didn't even know it was a game that was happening.
Well, no, so I used to swim sideways and then have one hand out the pool,
Like
so it was a fin.
Yeah.
So they did know I was coming.
Oh, well, then that's their own fault for not paying attention.
Thing is, I was bored because it was too easy for me and I should have been moved up, but I spent so much time pissing around that they didn't know I needed to be moved up.
So this is exactly what's happening with my son.
Yeah.
I got a phone call 2 lessons ago from his. So we take him swimming, and he's been doing that since he was 18 months. But now this term he started swimming with the school as well, so he does 2 lessons a week. So his head teacher phoned up and was like, blah, 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 talk about how terrible he was. We won't be able to continue taking him swimming with the school if he carries on. And I was like, well, in his defence, she got him in a baby pool and he's a very competent swimmer. So he's going to be pissed off, basically. And then she was like, can you or your partner come along to one of the lessons to just try and, like, witness it or whatever? So my partner went along. Oh, did you just trump on? The cat again. She put her bum on my foot and it got warm. My partner went along and apparently he was fine. He was just bored. That's all it was. He was bored.
Yeah.
And the lesson is they queue up right outside of the pool. They get in, swim to the end of the pool, get up, go round and join the queue again. And that's not a lesson.
That's boring.
And they must be getting freezing out of the pool.
I'm sorry, I'd be so bored.
You can't expect 5-year-olds to queue up
as
like
an adult, I would be a nightmare doing that.
Exactly, as an adult,
I'd be wandering.
Yeah.
I'd be wandering off in my queuing time.
I'm sorry, this just sounds like a serious you problems and there's nothing wrong with him, so go fuck yourself.
Well, that's what I mean, like, the sign should have been, like, if I was, like, a competent enough swimmer to swim under the other children, pull their legs and get out of the other end faster than them.
And swim with your fin out. Like, yeah, and we had to fill out a form to say what level he was before he started. Why did you get us to fill it out if you put him in the baby pool?
Yeah.
That's the best way to cause an ADHD kid to cause a ruckus.
Yep.
Like, come on. Yep. Yeah.
Because it's boring. I'm sorry, that sounds boring to me as an adult.
A lot of the school...
That is patience I don't have.
A lot of the school feedback since my son started school on my reply has been, sounds like a you problem.
I'm sorry, that's boring.
Like, if you can't entertain a child, that's not my problem.
I'm like, as a grown adult, if you were to tell me, like, okay, we're going to take you to this pool for 2 hours or an hour or whatever, what you're going to do is you're going to stand in a cold line. Yeah. You're going to swim
one length.
Get out.
Join the queue. What are you doing to my
She's
foot?
rubbing.
Okay.
But she likes to tooth you.
Yeah,
Can you feel a tooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. She likes to tooth.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I mean? She's just being a bit of a nightmare.
She's just a menace. Like my daughter.
Anyway, tangent over.
Yeah.
I just thought we were doing way too well for time then. We had 2 books in and it was already way too early. I was like, I need to derail this for a second.
I need
Carry
to
on.
go on. Right, the next one. The Life We Dream Of, an emotionally gripping love story.
Okay. I feel like this one would make me cry. Read the description.
So, we never normally do romance, and if we do, it's usually of a smut or monster persuasion. So, why not do a gripping one?
Or dark as well. Of like men you should not date.
Yeah. I know, like, book boyfriends, I'm like, oh my god, amazing. If I met him in real life, I'd be like, fuck off. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Right. So, this is by Jennifer Lee Pisano.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you can't see, I'm giving you a thumbs up. I was like, and then I realised.
We forget you can't see us all the time.
It's not a visual thing at all. Right. Numb, that's what I had been. That's what I'd always been. Impassively navigating through my life like a habit I could not define. A deep, dreamless sleep I stumbled through, and I suddenly wanted to wake up. Diagnosed with an incurable cancer. What?
Fucking hell.
Julia is forced to come to terms with a life largely unlived. Haunted by her past trauma and regrets she cannot amend, she has built a wall around herself, insulating her from the world. But when a chance meeting breaks down her barriers, Julia begins the process of letting life back in, taking her on a journey toward love, self-discovery, and a daughter she never knew. Will she be able to fully make peace with her tangled past and confront all the pain buried beneath the rubble? This is a love story about second chances, overcoming fear, and the boldness one must summon to find healing within. Sounds emotional.
Sounds like a lot of feelings. Also, that's one of the fears I used to have.
That you would have a daughter you never
No.
know.
I mean, who knows? No, that I would like die before I got things done that I wanted to get done.
Yeah.
Hence why I went
Now
travelling.
I hope.
Now I'm just tired.
Now I look at my to-do list and I'm like, I wish I was just dead. Hashtag jokes, millennial jokes.
Because obviously I went travelling, did all that, and then a friend of mine was like, well, why not do it like when you retire when you're 50? And it's like, A, none of us are retiring when we're 50.
I know, yeah, like...
No. None of us are going to live that retiree life when we get to travel.
My partner's parents are doing all their travelling now, and whenever I complain that I didn't do it before I had kids, and like, you do it when you're older, and I'm like,
No.
when?
That's not happening for
The
me.
only way I'm retiring is when I die.
Yeah.
Have you met our economy? Have you met our government?
But,
Yeah.
so this person was like, and I was like, but what if you die? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, what if you die?
Well, you will die.
What if you die before you hit? What if you die before you're 50? Well then, you've just like worked like a slave for like 20 years. For what? And he was like, well, no, that won't happen. I was like, how do you know?
I'm just partying over here at the idea of dying before 50.
So we didn't have a conversation.
Huh? It's such a weird, like, I don't know, becoming a mum when you secretly want to be dead is really weird. Because, like, obviously I want to look after my kids and I want to be alive for forever to look after my kids and watch them grow up and become the people they are. But at the same time, I'm still like, God, I wish I was dead.
Just looking at your kid like, you're so inconvenient. I could be dead right now.
Exactly. Like, when I am fine, by the way, just
This is just dark humour. Sorry, we're British.
And then when I was like in my deep depression, like last year or whatever it was, might have been a year before, and I really truly was like, oh, I wish I was dead all the time. And I'd go for a drive and be like, oh, I could just kill myself, but you're in the car and I have to keep you alive.
Just look at you, needing to be kept alive in the back seat. God.
And then my partner would always be like, don't leave me with the kids. I can't do it by myself. So just to be clear, I'm not killing myself. It's just millennial
No, she's
jokes.
completely fine. It's just millennial dark humour. Well, completely fine. Quick marks.
I'm as fine as
It's
people
passive.
are of my age range. We've been through a lot of once-in-a-lifetime things.
Oh, yeah.
We've lived through so many unprecedented times.
It's just ridiculous, like, that I could be, like, on the salary I'm on and still be kind of, like, struggling. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. I live with my parents. What is that?
Yeah, like, oh my God. So I was talking to my mum yesterday and I found out that she pays so much less rent than me, and I was like, you've got a 3-bed house and you only use one of those bedrooms. And
Is she renting privately from
No,
the council?
council.
But how? Oh, okay.
And I was like,
Interesting.
I'm in a 2-bed bungalow. There's didn't get any. I mean, I know I'm in a village, in a village, which
In a
automatically
village.
makes it more expensive. But I was like, oh yeah, serious love.
With your, like, tornado child and...
Who literally, we have tears every day because we don't live in a proper house. Is a real sticking point for him.
I reckon must be some kid at school that said something to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is like, you know, that moment. I don't know if you've had that moment, but I had this moment when I was a child when I realised that my parents were poor. and then I was like, oh, compared to the other kids at school, we're actually poor. And then I wonder if this is my son's moment. He's like, we don't have a proper house.
I don't know, because my parents were not well off, but they'd like save up for like big gifts. So we got like colour Game Boys before everyone else did. So everyone thought we were like dead rich. And then like my brother got a colour phone, but it was on contract, and this is where contracts were still a really new thing. Just my dad being my dad was like one of the first ones to get one. So he got a phone on contract, but everyone thought we were really rich because Gavin had a colour phone. And everyone would be like saying to me, oh, your brother's got the colour phone. And then because I started working so young, I had more money than everyone else, and not everyone knew that I worked. So everyone thought that was pocket money.
Oh, okay.
Because I was getting like £100 a week at 16, which I'm sorry is a fortune. at 16.
If you had that now, that'd be amazing.
I mean, even now, yeah.
If I had £100 a week just spending money, mate, I'm in my 30s and I can't even comprehend.
Yeah, just money to waste.
If I could earn £100 a week at this point, I would be amazing.
So, yeah, I think so. Everyone at school thought we were rich.
Yeah.
And then I had to be like, but I'm not.
Yeah, my ex, his parents bought the house next to their house. It might not be for it to make one house. So everyone would be like, your boyfriend's so rich. And I'm like, well, not really. Like, yeah, they have, because they'd be like, he's got 2 houses. And I was like, I mean, yeah, but no, but, I mean, they bought 2 houses. That is pretty wealthy. If you ask me, that's pretty wealthy. Coming from Little Miss, gonna be renting my whole life. Right, we have gone really off track. Okay.
It's alright, we're doing okay.
A Mask of Broken Things, a romantic thriller by Tanya Lynn. So, love shouldn't hurt, but revenge can. Stella has run for so long, haunted by her tragic past, until something snaps within. Morally grey vigilante by night and cafe owner by day, she finds peace in the eyes of a regular customer. Nick is a detective searching for answers in 2 different horrific cases. One is killing innocent women, the other is torturing questionable men. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. He visits the cafe often and finds himself falling for the owner, not knowing she holds the clues he is desperate to find. So she's probably
she's the one torturing the men.
Yeah. Good for her. Everyone hides behind a layer of protective lies, unwilling to bear their true selves. Love is found in an unlikely place. Fear runs through the city and hearts are tested. Whose mask will slip first to reveal the truth? So that sounds quite cool. It kind of sounds like I can't think of what it's called. It reminds me of another book I've read, but I can't think what the book's called. So it's
a great story.
Pointless story. Absolutely. Oh my god, the cover!
Let me see.
There's a little eye in the O.
Oh,
what have I done? It's a touchscreen, isn't it?
Oh, that's creepy.
I've literally
I
just
like
noticed
that. So it's like a black and white kind of cover, but then the woman on there is in colour, and she's like ginger with her wearing like a kind of countryside-y kind of jumpery thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a leopard print, but you're right. It's just like
like a paisley, not paisley. What's the word I'm looking for?
Knitted.
Yeah. But in the title of the book, in the O, there's an eye. Ew, I don't like that.
I didn't notice that until literally just now, and I've looked at that cover a few times. This is available on Kindle Unlimited. So was The Life We Dream Of. The other 2 are not. So just a little FYI for my Kindle Unlimited peeps.
Yeah, boy.
Right. So you'll notice that these are a bit of a mixture of genres today, which I thought was quite cool. I swear they never normally fit in because I usually pick out all the fancy ones to talk about. Right, the next one, The Light Among Us by Jill George and John Deering? No, just Jill George.
Jill George.
Oh, with John Deering. Okay. What are you doing, John? Get out.
Who are you?
So this is the story of Elizabeth Carn, Cornwall.
Wait, her name is Carn Cornwall, or did you just...
Carn, Cornwall. I don't know what.
I mean, this has been a bad day for names, even for you. This is top form.
So I'm guessing it's about Elizabeth Carn. She's in Cornwall.
So, this is Carn in Cornwall. Go.
Elizabeth Carn is torn apart by the conflicts of the English class system, local poverty, her love for Henry, a man from the lower order in funny years, and her role as an heiress. As a woman without a college education, she struggles to gain credibility in her father's banks as she tries to maintain her family's long legacy of wealth and philanthropy. Amid lies, murder, smuggling, famine, and restrictive social norms, Elizabeth fights for her love of Henry, the local miners and fishermen. Meanwhile, the failure of the mining industry looms over her like an ominous storm. Jill George's meticulously researched and gripping story uncovers the joys and sorrows of a brave and brilliant woman's mission to overcome the class system to create a more unified and prosperous region, country and world. Wait, is she a real person?
That's what I was just wondering. Or was it like fictional but real life events?
Fictional, but yeah. So Jill George is a historical researcher. So yeah, it must just be very correct to the time period.
Okay. So I was worried then when it was like talking about the class system and stuff, and I was like, if that's like a non-English writer trying to write that, I don't know if that would translate, but if they're like literally a historian.
Yeah, they should hopefully have it. Yeah, so it sounds like she's a historian, and the cover is quite cute. It's very women's lit, the cover.
Yeah. So it's like she's wearing like an old-fashioned dress, grey, and then but looking out over like the sea and cliffs.
Yeah, let's see where the title.
Oh, interesting.
You see? How do I read that without weird pauses and without it sounding weird?
Yeah. No, look. If you look on the book cover, the story of Elizabeth Khan, Cornwall. It says it on the front cover.
Yeah.
So that's the full title.
Yeah.
So we can't read apparently. Sorry.
I'm just a reader. What do you want from me?
Just a reader looking at a book. I'm just wondering how to say it.
Yeah, it sounds quite interesting. It's 300 pages, so not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad.
It must be like reasonably fast paced to get all that in.
Yeah.
300 pages.
So I usually expect historical books to be
chunky.
20,000 years long. I really want to read. What's it called? Hang on. I need to check. It's in my basket.
Right.
Count of Monte Cristo. I want to read that. Have you read that?
No, but my boyfriend has and he really likes it.
I've
just have your little squee moment because I said boyfriend.
I've watched a few booktubers who I follow have read it recently who usually just read fantasy and they actually talked about how much they enjoyed it, so it's made me think maybe it'd be quite good. Apparently it's actually quite humorous as well. I
can't remember if it's one of the ones I have read as part of uni. I'd have to look at the book and figure out if I have read it or not.
I think I'd like to read it. It's quite big though. But apparently it's fast paced.
Yeah, again, I don't remember if I read it.
Yeah.
I wish I was using apps like Goodread or Storygraph or something.
I wish I'd been using them since birth.
Back when I was at uni though, with how much I read when I was at uni.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
I read like insane amounts back then.
My list of books I've read online basically started in like 2016. And that's it.
Yeah. No, I don't think I really started keeping track until like 2019.
All those books.
And then because I have no memory, people are like, have you read this?
Yeah,
and I'm like...
That's what I'm like. I've got... Let me
maybe.
Have a look.
Let me reread it and I'll see if it feels familiar.
Yeah. Tell me everything about it and I will tell you if it sounds familiar.
Especially so you used to just go grab random shit from the library.
That's what I wish. I wish I had a list of all the things I read from the library. Because I used to read some really cool books and I wish I knew what they were.
Yeah, I've got books that I remember and I've got like vague memories of the plot and I can't describe them and like no one will know what I'm describing anyway.
Yeah. It's not fair, y'all. Right. The next one. Wandering Souls. And this is the first in the Atlas Cliffs series. It's the only one out of the series thus far though.
I really feel like this one's probably a bit of me.
By Angela Van Limpt. Sorry, you can't see my face. I'm just like smiling, so proud of myself, even though I'm clearly wrong.
It's on brand now. It's fine.
Okay, so letting go is not an option. In the coastal town of Atlas Cliffs, 17-year-old Drew Harlow has a secret. She can see the dead. She's always seen them, and they've always left her alone until now. Ooh. Drew's final year of high school should have been fun. It should have been carefree. It would have been, if not for the accident that took the life of her boyfriend Shane. Now it's all she could do to keep her head above water, but Drew can't shake the feeling that something was missed. Move forward, let go. There's no way Shane could have survived. That's what her best friend Piper keeps telling her. Except, if Drew can see the dead, why can't she see Shane? That's a good point. Drew embarks on a mission to uncover the secrets of Neptune Point, the scene of Shane's accident. As she digs into the mystery, she exposes unexpected darkness that has been buried for far too long. But someone doesn't want the truth to come out, and they will protect it at all costs. Even if it means silencing Drew, she can't turn back now.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds really good, yeah. That sounds brilliant.
That sounds like a... So I mean, you just need to throw a little fantasy in and I'll read things.
Teen and YA paranormal suspense is under. And it's got a really cute cover. So it's got like a picture of Drew, presumably, front facing with bright red hair, and it's got like
crows and stuff.
Yeah, and then it's got a lighthouse underneath and things.
Spooky, cloudy stuff.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Looks good. That one on Kindle Unlimited as well.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Right, the next one is a series called The Elven Dreams Saga by Ashley Farr Pate, and this is, I think they're all available on Kindle Unlimited, and I will read you the first one. Have you ever seen a warrior that was a princess, or a princess that was a warrior? It's a thought that is inconceivable to most, but for Renada Silverwing, it was who she was. Imprisoned by the goddess of war for 6 years, Renada Silverwing escaped only to put her homeworld, Bengal, at risk of Damanea's wrath. Why can't I read names? Now Renada must journey across Earth to find warriors who are ready and willing to join her in a fight against the Dro nation. Gosh, you're throwing a lot of things out at me here. Keeping her real identity hidden is our only choice, because Renada isn't just a warrior, she's a princess, and the goddess of war wants her head. Delron is a Dro warrior, trained by the goddess of war's generals to fight for her cause, but after seeing the people suffering under Damanea's rule, his alliance, like so many, is wavering until he meets Renada. He is instantly drawn to her strength and beauty, making the choice to help her that much easier. But can Renada open her heart to him in time, or will her secret drive them apart? So the first book's called True Beginnings, and then Just a Dream, Reliving the Nightmare. Oh, there's just 3 of them. And the 4th book in the series is just the trilogy all together, basically.
Oh. Feels like things escalate if the last one's called Reliving the Nightmare. Sounds like things do not go well.
Yes, I would agree. And that's what it sounds like. The covers look really good. They got like badass women on them. Looking badass.
Oh, with like spooky foresty backgrounds
like
and like blue backlit.
Yeah.
And just like warriors.
Looks cool.
Yep.
Love it.
Well done.
Fine. I'll add you to my list.
Just adding more things to read on Kindle Unlimited.
Okay, and the last one I'm going to talk about today is just a short day today, guys and ladies and everyone else. And humans. This is called We Went for a Walk by B.A. McRae, and this is someone I follow on TikTok. TikTok.
Jazz fingers. TikTok.
So, I've only actually got the link for it on Barnes and Noble. Bones and Noble. So I don't know if it's on Amazon. I'll have to have a look, but I am not trying to open Windows on my laptop on your internet. So, Ribs was born exactly as predicted. She was right on time. Dutch was supposed to be born 5 days earlier, but due to circumstances out of his control, he was late. Despite the fact that these two were supposed to have been born on the same day, they're not meant to cross paths until later in their lives. But on this particular occasion, destiny was only meant to be for 24 hours. This is her debut novella, and it is about humanity, hardships, friendships, and there's some comedy elements. So yeah, and I really love the cover. It's like it's like child style, like what you get
William
books.
Blake.
Yeah.
I hope that's what you're going for.
It's so cute.
That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, like the long legs. And, yeah,
it's so cute. So yeah, follow her on TikTok. She also has a blog, and I think she does writing advice and stuff on her blog. So yeah, that is my list for today. The little mixture of some other bits and bobs.
It's good.
I'm just like
that's quite efficient despite the tangents.
Yeah, it's because I didn't pick out a lot today. So we'll do another one soon, and it'll be upcoming ones. Or ones that recently came out.
So if like I said at the beginning, if you know of indie authors, or if you're friends with them, tell them to go check out our website and submit. Basically,
or if you've read a book or read it and you think that we should talk about it or be aware of it, let us know.
Yes, there's a specific section for indie author submissions, but if there's just books in general that you'd like us to talk about, there is a submission box as well.
Yeah. Also, if you want us to do like a themed episode of like, I don't know, recommendations featuring witches or something, that was completely off the top of my head. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And
we sort of just do what we feel like.
Yeah, well, it just depends what mood
we're in. Very mood dependent, really.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of our episodes just follow my reading trends.
Yeah, that's true. And then when it gets towards the end of the year, I'm like, let's do Dark Academia and Spooky.
Yeah, you take over with the spooky and the schooly.
Yeah, oh my god, just quickly. So, in the village we live in, they are doing like a fundraiser for to build a new sports centre. And so they had a art show, and people in the village put in art and you could buy it. All the kids did a picture at school, and this is my son's one. It's called Superheroes.
Oh my god, that's really good.
How cute is it? So this is like all of his class, and that's his little one. How cute. Isn't it adorable? So they obviously put tape on their canvases and then put paint on and then peeled the tape off. So it's on proper canvases, and we bought it.
It's so cute.
I told you you're a professional artist now because you've had artwork paid. Yeah, you've had artwork bought. So yeah, we're going to be.
So he's ahead of us then.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, have I? And I was like, I don't think I've ever actually sold artwork. And I was a bit disappointed with myself because I knew it was coming up because obviously my son was doing a painting for it. They painted them at school. It never occurred to me to submit a piece of art. And I was like, I should have done that. Why did I not do that? Like, I'm technically an artist and I never think of doing art. So, yeah. There we go. Nice. It's cute, is all I'm saying. So, thank you for joining us today. Please come and check us out on Instagram, like I mentioned earlier, or TikTok. We do have a Facebook and LinkedIn page as well. You can come to our website and make submissions. You can listen to our episodes absolutely wherever you want to listen to podcasts, including our website. Please consider liking us, following us, leaving us a rating wherever you do listen to your podcast so that we know that you're enjoying it. And so we know to make more.
Yes, I think by the time this comes out, or by the time we release our episode this Thursday, actually, we will have clocked over 10,000 downloads total, which is
so exciting.
Insane.
I'm like so
and
hyped.
Weirdly, 800 of those is the Depression Station and Fantasy Basic Bitch episode.
Is it?
800
nice.
odd is just that episode.
800, maybe because it's got such a good title.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I enjoy being depressed.
I mean, definitely, all the ones with my favourite titles are in the top 10, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's all about that title. It grabs people's attention.
That's very exciting.
So if you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it. It's a good episode.
Apparently, according to the evidence.
According to the numbers, it's a good episode.
The analytics, because I work in marketing and I'm looking at analytics.
What is
the ROI? Currently, we're in a lot of debt with the ROI. You count time.
So please come say hi. We like it.
Thanks for all the downloads. Yeah. Keep doing it.
We love you.
Very happy.
Speak to you later, guys. Speak to you next week. Bye.